Happy Thanksgiving from Lit Sports Online. We got Week 12 NFL predictions for you. A couple Thanksgiving games. It's going to be a special episode this time around. Gerald, where do we stand as far as our scores?
I have no idea how in the world you did it. You've caught up with me. Me and you are tied at 69 and 61. Of all the games in the NFL, how did we tie? How did you catch up?
Chipped away at you week by week. I think Ross coming on also added a different element. Maybe threw off some of your predictions.
Would you fire your offensive coordinator mid-season? And we got Ross standing at 13 and 15. All right, buddy, we got a lot of games left. Let's get down to it. Again, like Justin said, we got 3 Thanksgiving games this week. First one up is the Vikings in Detroit to take on the Lions. I think I like the Lions at home. This is their game to have.
Yeah, as much as I've liked picking the Vikings throughout the year, they won last week but couldn't get their running game going. They're definitely not going to get it going this week against the Lions, who have been one of the teams allowing the fewest rushing touchdowns. So I'm going to take the Lions at home on this one.
Yeah, Sam Bradford can't beat you on his own. No running game. Yeah, you got Stephon Diggs, but that's all you got. You can't beat the Lions in Detroit.
No. I sure think so. Not happening. No. And next up, we got probably what will be remembered as one of probably the best Thanksgiving games to date. We got the Washington Redskins off a red-hot victory against the Green Bay Packers, taking on the Dallas Cowboys, who took out the number 1 defense, mine and Ross's Baltimore Ravens. After what I saw last week, I don't think there's a team left that can beat Dallas. I don't think the Redskins looked great last week, but I still don't think that's enough to beat Dak and Zeke. I just don't see it. And they're home in Dallas. Nah, this is Dallas's win right here. If there was one game to lose though this year, I would say it would be the Redskins, but I don't see them losing. This is Dallas's victory.
Well, don't call it an upset alert, but I'm taking the Redskins here.
Wow.
And
really?
Blowing out the Packers last week, divisional game on Thanksgiving. Cowboys are overdue for a loss. I think they're going to take their second loss here. Hey, you got a red-hot Kirk Cousins and a healthy Jordan Reed.
Wow.
There's enough there to get it done. I'm going to take the Redskins.
That's a bold prediction right there. We won't call it upset because, like I said, this game's going to win, but that is a bold prediction.
Could go either way, but go with the Cowboys. Dak proved last week. Zeke doesn't 100 yards, doesn't get a touchdown. He can still beat you.
Mm-hmm.
You got Dez playing up the form. Go with the Cowboys at home.
They took out the number 1 defense last week.
Wouldn't surprise me if the Redskins win, but
it would, yeah. I don't know. It's probably gonna be the best game of the week. I dare say it'd probably be the best game of the week. Well, next up we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts in the third and final Thanksgiving game. I want to see the Steelers lose, but I don't see them losing. I think the Steelers are gonna pull off the victory here.
Yeah, this was a close one for me to call until I found out that Andrew Luck's probably not playing in this game. And because of that, I think you kind of have to go with the Steelers. They are the away team, that's true, but coming in to play a bad defense and no Andrew Luck, I don't think the Colts have enough firepower to get this one done.
No, it's going to be the Steelers. You get them inside, get the elements away from it. You got Ben, Antonio Brown, and now no Andrew Luck. You saw what happened last year when they had to play the backup. Colts are the same without Luck. Go for the Steelers.
Next up, Baltimore returns home to take on the Bengals. And I'm thinking the Ravens are due to get one, and I think they're going to bounce back this weekend against the Bengals. I'm hoping that Joe Flacco can overcome maybe some of the mistakes he had last week. Defense can come back looking for some redemption after they were beat in Dallas. I think this is the Ravens game to win right here. I like it. Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them too. The Ravens are looking for redemption after that loss to the Cowboys, and they should be able to get it with a Bengals team that hasn't looked great this year and is going to be playing on the road in this one.
Yeah, undefeated in the division. AJ Green went out last week with an injury. You're not going to... No Dez this week. No running backs banged up in Cincinnati. It's at home. Ravens play good when they come to M&T Bank. Ravens got this one.
And not to mention, standing at what, 5-5? The Ravens are still playoff contenders.
Yeah.
Number one in the division. Number one. Let you stress about that. Next up, we have your LA Rams taking on the Saints in New Orleans. Jared Goff starting this week?
I believe he is.
Saints are going to win.
Yeah, I just don't think the script is good for the Rams in this one, going to play in the Superdome. Saints always seem to play well there. Yeah, Saints have a bad defense, but the Rams just don't have enough firepower on that offense, and they're not just going to be able to hand the ball off to Todd Gurley the entire game. So I'm unfortunately picking the Saints in this one.
Saints. Yeah. I saw last week. No, I don't think it's for time for Jared Goff to get going, especially not in Superdome.
Yeah. And I don't think the Rams defense are going to compete against a top 3 passer in the league.
No.
No way, Andrew. No. I'm sorry. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Arizona to take on the Falcons. I think this is a Falcons victory at home right here.
Should be a close game.
Should be.
I could see it going either way, but I do like what the Falcons are doing this year, and they are at home, so I'll go Falcons.
Only reason I'm going with the Falcons here, it's at home. It's at Arizona. I'll go with the Cardinals. This game can be a toss-up. It's really going to become what quarterback, wide receiver duo gets going. Is it going to be Ryan Julio? Is it going to be Carson Fitzgerald? I think it's going to be Ryan Julio.
Yeah, this could be a close game. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Next.
Points.
High flying. Next up, we got the 49ers traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And after getting dismantled by the Patriots, they're going to get dismantled by the Dolphins. The Dolphins with a victory at home.
I'm also going to go with the Dolphins. I think this is going to be the game where Jay Ajayi comes back and possibly pushes for another close to 200 yards rushing performance. 49ers defense, one of the worst in the league, if not the worst, against running backs. And I think the game script really goes to the Dolphins on this one.
Yeah. If J.J. gets going, do not be surprised if they start talking single game rushing record against this team. He can get it going. Easily got 200 yards in 2 straight games. I think he easily can get 200 yards again against that defense. And with that being the case, Tannehill's not going to have to do much, so that's always good for the Dolphins.
Hand the ball off, manage the game.
And the interesting thing about him is it's not like he's the most dynamic runner we've ever seen, but he's fast enough and he refuses to go down. He's just a tough runner.
Yeah.
And until you get a defense in there that is going to play with the same amount of toughness, he's not going to be stopped that easily.
Next up, we got the Jaguars taking on the Bills in Buffalo. That's going to be a cold one that the Jaguars are not going to be ready for. Walk outside of Maryland, it's already 40 degrees. I can't even imagine how cold it is up there. I think the Bills are going to have the elements on their side and pull off a victory this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Bills should be able to pull this one out without too much difficulty. McCoy has been a little banged up in recent weeks, but he should still play. And even if he doesn't, they still would probably be able to get the win here. Just don't see a whole lot to like about the Jags.
Yeah, Bills are going to get this going up. Ralph Wilson, like I said, Buffalo, November, cold. Jacksonville, Florida, warm. That's math anyone can do. It's not going to look good. And go with the Bills.
The elements are not in their favor. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans off a loss against the Colts. Looking to have some redemption in Chicago. Taking on the Bears. Now that's going to be a cold one, but I think Marcus Mariota is going to pull out a victory. They're going to bounce back this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't put it completely past the Bears to make this one interesting just because, they do have a respectable rush defense, and it is an away game for the Titans, but I still don't see enough there for me to call upset alert on this one. And I think Mariota and the Titans will be able to pull it out.
No, yeah, the Bears are just not good.
Yeah.
Not a good team. Titans, they've usually been better. Had a little bump last week. They're going to come back this week and get this win.
Yeah. Next up, we got the New York Giants taking on the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Man, Eli Manning's going to have a field day this weekend. Man, yeah, no, there's no question. And who is the Browns quarterback? Do they have any left?
No.
You should have asked yourself that before calling an upset alert last week.
I know, right? Like, who is their quarterback?
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, gosh, no. Yeah, Giants got this one. Giants with a victory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still holding out hope for the Brownies to get one win this year, but I do not see it this week. Even though they got the home field advantage, I mean, the Giants just they got the superior team. That's all I got to say about it.
Browns will not win a game this year. Giants.
On record, you heard it. Oh, man. But if they do, I think the world would just shut down.
Good for them if they do. Nope.
Oh my gosh, it might be the worst team in history. Next up, we got the Chargers taking on the Texans in Houston. I don't know, this is a tough one, but I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think the Chargers are going to pull out a victory here.
I'm actually going to go with the Texans here. Phillip Rivers hasn't been in the best form lately. It's an away game, tough defense. Just not a whole lot for me to like for the Chargers here. I'm going to go with the Texans.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Texans this one too. They just came off a close game against the Raiders. No one thought that was going to be that close. Raiders have better offense there. I think that one's going to be home. I think Texans going to hold home court advantage.
Next up, we got the Seahawks taking on the Buccaneers. And for the record, I'm pretty sure I think the Seahawks and Dallas are going to be the NFC Championship game. Putting that on record right now, that's my prediction. But Seahawks this week do have to get past the Buccaneers. I don't think they have much of a problem even traveling to Tampa. Seahawks with victory.
Yeah, I'll go with the Seahawks as well. Buccaneers, sure, home field advantage. They are coming off a win too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just the Seahawks. That defense. As long as they can contain Mike Evans, I think that's really all they got to do.
And if you don't remember, they got another passing threat. Russell Wilson catching touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks, even though, once again, you're going to have a new running back. Thought they finally got something. Finally gets to start. Gets hurt again. But even with travel, cross country, Seahawks starting to click again. Not Seahawks.
Seahawks clicking is a scary thing. It's a scary thing. Next up, the Patriots taking on a practice squad. I mean, the Jets. Yep, Patriots. No question.
And we recently hit the anniversary of Mark Sanchez's butt fumble. We all remember that. Playing against the Patriots, and that happened. And I think it's going to be another embarrassing game for the Jets, even at home. I just don't see them pulling this one out or even making it that competitive. I'm going to go with the Patriots here.
New England's going to win this. Easy. Not much to say.
Next up, we got Cam Newton and the Panthers taking on the red-hot Oakland Raiders. I think the Oakland Raiders are going to get victory. I mean, they've just looked amazing recently. And I mean, especially compared to the most recent years, they've really turned around, and I think they're going to be a very, very strong playoff contender. Raiders with the victory over the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders as well. Panthers are coming off a win. But interesting about that game, they were blowing out the Saints for most of the game, then started letting them get back into it towards the end. They did hold on to win the game. But the Raiders, they're a better quality team than the Saints. And you're coming into their stadium, I just don't see the Panthers getting it done here.
No, yeah, it's definitely Raiders going to get this one. It's at Oakland. Panthers, up and down team. It should be semi-easy.
I'm telling you. I was telling Justin at dinner last night when we were talking about the show. Teams have found a way to stop Cam Newton. I mean, when he came out of college, I mean, you've never seen. I mean, he's a big quarterback who's fast and can actually throw. I mean, nobody knew what to do about that for the first few years. Get to the Super Bowl, you see Denver just completely dismantled. Teams have taken note of that, and now you see what's happening. the Panthers really need to reassess, I think, in the offseason what they're going to do going forward. Because if they continue to do the same dog and pony show, they're not going anywhere.
I agree.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Chiefs taking on the Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos. And I think I'm going to give the victory to the Broncos. The victory to the Broncos in the Mile High Stadium.
It should be a very close game with both teams having a shot at getting it done. I'm going to take the away team here and go with the Chiefs. No particular reason other than the fact that their defense is getting more healthy lately, and I just like them over the Broncos, and hopefully Alex Smith can be a good game manager here for him.
I give this game strictly to the Broncos because it's in Denver. This game's in Kansas City, I'm picking the Chiefs. Game's in Denver, going with the Broncos. Wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs win, but that altitude gets teams.
That's my logic in a nutshell. At that stadium. Next up, Monday Night Football, we have the Green Bay Packers and the Eagles. Both teams have not looked that impressive this season. And this is anybody's game, especially after the Packers being destroyed by the Redskins. I want to give this game to the Eagles. I want to see them win. I want to see Carson Wentz pull something out here. I want to impress me on prime time. I think there's going to be a victory here. You're playing in Philly. It's, like Ross said a few episodes ago, it's not a fun place to play. Eagles.
I'm also going with the Eagles, and really what I'm looking at here is it's gone beyond just Aaron Rodgers being off form this year, and then it's the defense is really holding it back. I mean, they allowed, I believe it was Robert Kelly to score 2 or 3 touchdowns on last week, run over 100 yards. A guy that's not such an amazing running back, and he ran all over him. And yeah, it's just they got a lot of problems, a lot of injuries on the defense, and I believe the Eagles can pull this one out.
Yeah, Packers is. I don't know who they are. Those are the Packers. And it's not Aaron Rodgers.
It's their practice squad.
It might be Jordan Rodgers. I don't know who it is, but it's not the Packers.
Might be a stunt double.
Aaron Rodgers is on sabbatical somewhere. They have to find a stunt double.
They're only going to get another win because they have to play the Bears.
Yeah.
They're not getting a win here. Eagles.
It's definitely not their game.
And so that does it for this special Thanksgiving Week 12 NFL Predictions episode from Lit Sports Online. I'm Justin. This is Gerald and Ross. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
And don't forget to like and subscribe below. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Take care.